Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you back to my studio. I've been absent for a while. I think maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. I haven't been feeling my best, and so I ended up taking some time off. And now I'm back. And welcome. It's Friday, October the 24th, and it is Funful Friday. And I have a card that I am so excited to share with you. So for a day to come back, this is an exciting one for me. So I have, it's a fun fold, but yet it doesn't open like a regular card. So I hope that you'll like it as much as I liked making it and creating it to bring to all of you. So we're going to turn that camera around and we will get started. All right, so here we are. And if I haven't been introduced to you, I am Lisa Fulford, your creative coach, and I am so glad that you're here. And hopefully you'll come back and see some of my other creative projects. So this one here, it looks like a regular card, like it's a gatefold, but it's a tower card, and it stands up like that. Don't look at my mistake on the inside. We will do it right. And so it pops out like this so that you can see the little image, and then my tag here, and then on the back I've got wishing you the sweetest Christmas, and then this is where you would sign. And so yeah, it's just like a little tower card. Kind of hard to, I glued something down and then I had to pull it back up because it wasn't straight and I tore it on the inside, but I can fix that later. But I thought, well, I'm making another one today, so I just didn't care about that. I'll fix it another time. So yeah, this is the card, and I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I do. So we'll bring in our inks, and I know I'm using Old Olive cardstock, but in the paper it has some of the Pretty Peacock, so I've got Pretty Peacock and Old Olive for my inks. And then I have from the Pines Delicate Pine stamp set, I have 2 of the snowflakes. And then I do believe this comes from one of the, maybe it's the jar, I can't remember, but it's a stamp set or a stamp from, I think it's the Swedish jar, but I'm not 100% about that. And then that Warmest Winter Wishes comes from that Delicate Pines, but I've already stamped that one, so I don't need that stamp on hand. So we'll get started, and hopefully this won't take all that long to do. I've got my pieces cut and everything, and I have notations here, and I bent my cardstock. I'm gonna put that up there for now. And we'll get started. Here's that sentiment we're going to put here on the front. And here are the snowflakes that we're going to do stamping with. I've got a couple of these red. All right, so I'm just sorting it all out here before I get started here. All right, so for the tower card, we have a base that is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 2 1/8, 4 1/8, 6 3/8, or you could do 2 1/8 off of each end, and then do the 4 1/4. So 2 1/8, 4 1/4, 6 3/8. I hope I said 4 1/4 earlier. So, or you could do 2 1/8 off each end, 4 1/4 in the middle. All right, so then I have 4 cardstocks, and they are the Cherry Cobbler, and they are 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. I've got 4 of those. Okay, and then I've got neutral DSP, and that's what these are. They're neutral because they don't really have a big pattern like these, and they are 1 5/8 by 5. And then I've got 2 decorated ones that are 1 5/8 by 5 as well. Basic white, and those are both 1 3/8 by 4 3/4. And then a 1" by 5.5 scored at 1/2 inch. Now, I could have cut this down instead of it being at 8.5 and then scoring at those things. I could have scored them at a different rate and had that 1/2 inch, put it all together, but I have this piece just to make it where it will make it the full card base. So we'll go ahead and get putting things together really quickly here. So these are the two. I'm going to add glue to the backs of these. Have it at, let's see how long this takes. Just want to, whoops, line that up, and it's slipping and sliding. Take your pick tool and get those fuzzies out. Tuck them under. There we go. Where there's a little bit of fuzz and I don't catch it before I put it down, I like to take my take your pick tool and just brush it under that edge where the glue is, and it doesn't show. I'm just taking and going ahead and doing a lot of my layering, and then we can start putting things together. Okay, I'll do this. Whoops. Go out there. There we go. I just folded it, didn't crease it, I just flipped it over so that it could be added to my back of the DSP so that it wouldn't stick, come out the edge. When the glue is almost empty, you have to squeeze a little bit harder, and when you do, a lot of times you run the risk of it coming out where you don't want it to come out. Getting all of that layering finished. All the DSP goes on all of the main cardstock pieces. Okay, now this last one of the basic white, I'm going to take ink it up, stamp it down here, and it barely fits. But it does. And that was the thing, trying to find a sentiment that would fit. Okay, so we're going to flip that over. I think I did all of that layering in under 5 minutes. Okay, take the tower paper off. All right, so these two pieces are going to be the front. These two pieces are going to be the back. So this one's going to go on Let's see, so when it's over, I'm gonna go on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my pieces on my card while it's flat. It's easier that way. That one's gonna go there. I was just making certain how I thought it would look. I like to use glue because then that way if I have to slide it into place, I can. You use whichever adhesive works best for you. I did not necessarily cut these one right after the other, so they don't really match up. But that's all right too. Don't have to. And if you want them all to be the decorative, you could do that too. I just did not really want to do that. So I think we're right at about 5 minutes. I could be wrong. Of putting all this together. And then I'm going to start folding on those crease lines. All right, now this one here, I'm going to fold in half and find my bone folder. Oh, there it is. All right, so this, I want the mountain to face out. I'm going to put the glue on the 1/2 inch edge. I think what I did was use tear tape last time and I needed to move it and I couldn't. Okay, so that'll be about where it should go. I just need to try to line up that score line. With the edge. So here's the edge of the paper and this is the score line. So I'm trying to line that up. Crease that. I'm going to add glue right here. Okay, I'm going to bring this over and lay it down. Now, I see right here there's just a smidge hanging off, and that's fine. We'll fix that here in just a moment. Go this way. Make sure it'll lay flat going this way. Just have to work with it. All right, so now there's that sliver that I'm going to trim off. I don't know if you can see. See right there, that little extra hanging. And get the scissors in there just right so I don't cut the actual card. There. A little bit better. You can get it at a different angle. There we go. There we go. Trim that off. I think I might need to sand that. All right, so that's taken care of. Now I can move on. All right, so I have scored these in the past, but you don't have to do that. So I'm just going to start folding them, or rolling it to start folding. And I'm going to come up here and line them up like that. Increase. I just start rolling it, pressing it that way. Come up together, line up those edges. And right now I'm finger creasing it, and then I'm going to use the bone folder. We're going to take the two of these, and we're not going to glue them together. We're just going to put them together, and we're going to add glue. So see, they're not being glued. I'm just going to hold them together. We're going to take glue, add to that one, and add to this one. And we're going to come in here on this crease and then lay them down. So here's where they were pushed together, and then you're making certain that that seam is on that score line. Like that. So you've got little flaps here. So we held them together here, put glue on the back, and then pushed them down, and then that way you could see that they're not glued together. There's a seam right there, and that's right on the crease. All right, so now then we're going to take this red one and add glue. This is Cherry Cobbler. Oh yes, these are Cherry Cobbler. This was Old Olive. That down on there. Try to line it up the best that you can. And then we're going to add that to this, but instead of putting glue on this, we're going to add it to this. So we're going to add glue here and here. And we're going to take this circle and add that there. Now this one's a little higher than what that one is, but that's okay. We can do however. Okay, so we're glued on those circles. I'm going to put, I have some stamps here that are blocks that have some stamps on it. And they're stuck together, so I'm going to lay that on there for now, just for some weight. All right, so now we're going to do a little bit more stamping. Grab the olive And I grabbed the Pretty Peacock. And the reason why I chose Pretty Peacock is that there's Pretty Peacock in the paper, and I like that. We'll put that, try to get it as straight as I can, and we're going to do Pretty Peacock first. I did put it on a block that had a grid on it, so I could try to at least get it fairly straight. Now, without putting my head in here, I'm going to try to line this up. So that I can get my glasses on the camera. That looks pretty good. And then we're going to use the old olive, and that's really pretty just like that. We're going to put this other in there. Now then, the trick with this is there's 3 dots in the middle, and there's 3 dots on this. So I want one dot at the top. And then I'm going to try my best to line there's 3 dots in the center of this stamp right here. I'm going to try to line them up in the center there. And if I do, then it puts the stamp where it needs to be. It's not 100%, but I'm pretty close. So that helps with that. And then let's see, we'll bring this back in. I'm going to use dimensionals on the back. I had another blank snowflake just in case that I messed up, because I haven't crafted for a while. Like I said, I just haven't felt well, and this is the first time I've been back in my craft studio in a while. All I've done is sleep. All right, so I'm going to take and cut up to there, cut at an angle. So I cut center the best that I can, and then I cut from the other end. Now it looks like that one I cut a little shallower, so I'm going to do the same with that. Try to make them as close to can be, but they don't have to be that close. Okay. Yep, making certain I didn't put too many. And there's that. So warm winter wishes. I'm gonna look and see if I have any rhinestone embellishments. Surely I do. I have all sorts of embellishments in here. Got butterflies and pearls and I thought that I did. We could use those. I'm gonna look real quick again. Now you can use whatever you have on hand. I just have a hodgepodge of things in this container. And so I like to try to use them up if I can. All right, so this is, I don't even know what these are. Well, I'm just going to use those if I can use them up. All right, so here we go. I'm certain these are retired. I was going to use the rhinestone ones. We'll use these instead. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 1 here in the center of that. All right, so that's been used. And then we also have some Wink of Stella. I'm just brushing each one of the tips of the snowflake. And then making certain I don't have all that green on there. And there we go. I think it turned out pretty. So pretty. I just think it's gorgeous with the Wink of Stella on there. I don't know if you can see it. Usually with this lighting you can't. But you can see the little rhinestones, and you could use whatever you have on hand. But there we go. So there is our tower card. When you open up, now see on the inside of this one, it's so much nicer on both ends, and it stands up. It's got a place for you to, write a message, sign your name, and there you go. So there's one, and there's the other. So this is what it looks like standing. This is what it looks like laying down. Now I don't have any other rhinestones on this one, but I can always add them. So I hope that you enjoyed this card. I had so much fun bringing this to you. I have a fall one like this too, and I did it for a team meeting, and I might just show that at a later date, but it turned out really nice. It had the fall leaves and different things, and so I had meant to have it here at my desk so that I could share that with you. I don't know if I know. Hang on just a minute. I think I know exactly where it is. So give me just one moment. Yes, it was easy to get to because I looked over my shoulder and there it was. Okay, so this one is what we just did, and this is what I did for the swap that we do, like a shoebox swap from our team meeting. And so I cut let's see, Cajun craze and gold foil and early espresso and crushed curry leaves, and then just put a little bow over it. And then these are the Cajun craze dots. And then on the back, I just put my handmade with Love by Lisa Fulford, and just kind of toned down DSP there. But then I had the gorgeous DSP here on the front. So here's the Christmas one, and here is this one. And so it was nice to use a white circle here and just put hello on it, but this was the focal image, so I decided to put a greeting at the bottom. So you can see the differences. They, both stand up like a tower. And as you see, this pops out right here. And so does this one. Now, if you want to put ribbon on this one, you could. It has a lot going on with the DSP and then the snowflake there. So I decided not to use ribbon here, but to use twine there. So thank you so much for joining me. I had a lot of fun bringing this project to you. It feels good to be back into the studio crafting again, and thank you for understanding. And hopefully I will have a countdown to Halloween tomorrow. I might do both of them. I've got 2 left. I've made it up to 10, and I've got 11 and 12 projects yet to do, and I've got 11 already designed and made and put together, ready to go, and then I have number 12 yet to do, but I know exactly what I'm doing with that. So hopefully tomorrow maybe I can do both of those and get those uploaded as well. So thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button and the bell icon as well. And in the description below, please sign up for my email list so that I can send out different classes that are going on, information that's going on, and I also can email you out whenever I upload a new video. And until next time, happy stamping!